So what should you check when you're going to buy a used dirt bike? These are 5 things that I make sure I check every single time. So first thing to check is the oil. You should have already asked them how often they change the oil to make sure that they've got some sort of regular maintenance going on. And I like to ask them to show me where the oil filler cap is. This way you're going to get an indication as to whether they know where it is, and which would indicate if they have actually changed the oil before. This is our oil cap here. So we would unscrew this, check the dipstick to see the level of the oil, and we also want to have a look at the colour of the oil. So if the colour of the oil is pitch black, that would indicate it hasn't been changed very often. We're looking for a nice clean coloured oil. Step 2 is the VIN number. The VIN number is used to identify the bike, so you could take that, cross-reference it on the internet to check the bike's not stolen. The VIN number is going to be located behind the forks. By turning the steering, you're going to be able to reveal the number that's stamped into the frame. Typically nowadays these are 17 digits long and are made up of numbers and letters. This particular one's a Japanese import and it's quite old, so it doesn't conform to that, but likelihood is yours will. I could still take that number and cross-reference it anyhow, so just make sure you've got that written down, and it's always a good idea to try and get that prior to visiting the bike so you can cross-reference it before you actually go to see the bike. Number 3, it's the bolt that runs through the swing arm. We want to check that that's not seized. So when we go to see the bike, it's always best to take a socket set with you. And asking the permission of the owner, see that he doesn't mind that you give this a little twist. This socket's size 22, that's normally the case. Just want to get it on there and check that it's moving. The reason for that is because if you can't move that, if you can't move this bolt, it's stuck in there, that could be a costly exercise. So by knowing that that's moving, you're going to be able to take that out at a later date to re-grease or repair anything later on. Number 4 is the steering bearing. To check this, you want to check for play in the handlebars and then how freely the handlebars move from left to right. This is best done when the bike's on a stand, and a stand is something else I'd always take with me when I check around the bike, because it means you can check things like wheels for free movement as well. So assuming the bike's on the stand, I know it's not now, but it will be in your case. The first thing you're going to do is just check for play forward and backwards. You don't want it to be playing like that. This one isn't. And then you also want, whilst it's on the stand, move your handlebars from left to right, right to left, and you're looking for some nice smooth movement. If it feels gritty or if it feels obstructed in any way, that's a sign that the bearings in the stem need replacing. Not a hugely expensive job, but it does take a little bit of time, and it means taking a lot of this front end off. So yeah, that's my number 4. Okay, number 5, this is the final thing for this video, but it's not the final thing that I check. If you want my full guide, hit on the website projectdirtbike.com. You can download the ultimate bike guide for buying used bikes, totally free. Nice little check sheet for you there. But number 5, we're going to check the air filter. On this bike, as with many, it's behind this panel. So I'll just whip this off and we'll have a quick look. Okay, here we go. Here's the air filter for this bike. The reason that we're checking this is, again, just to see how well maintained the bike is. So air gets drawn in here through to the carburettor, and ideally we want something which, you know, it doesn't have to be brand new, because it may well have been in use for a little while, but it needs to be in good shape. This particular one is. They don't always look like this. Sometimes they're foam domed. But depending on who you're buying the bike from, they may allow you to take it out to have a little look. But just check around in here, see how dirty we are, and see that this has been changed, you know, sort of reasonably often. And there you go, and that's tip number 5. That's me done. As always, thank you very much for watching. Feel free to give us a thumbs up, and if you like the channel, subscribe. And as you can see on screen, don't forget there's that free buyer's check sheet available on the website, projectdirtbike.com, and you can just see it there on the left. Click through onto that article and you'll find the download link. Until next time, thanks very much.